ready.
Hold up.
Y'all see my little popcorn?
Cute. Already recording. Whatever.
I see it.
I know. Are you done yet?
She's posing now.
That's free for you. TikTok queen over there.
Oh yeah, look at her.
Connections, and welcome to our episode all about being in beauty pageants and just building that connection with friends. We're so happy you're here and watching us this time. I have 3 special guests today. I'm so excited. I have my 3 best friends I made from competing in Miss Florida USA 2019-2020 year. I guess we could call it that, in January of this year. And so we thought we'd have kind of a roundtable discussion about what that looks like and kind of what we went through to get there and how we all became really close friends, and just to give you an idea of, you know, the behind the scenes of how to compete in this pageant. So we're kind of going to go around, ask each other questions, and please, if you have feedback, once you see the video, let us know, and we're open to answering more questions as well. So, all right. So I'm going to go around and have each of you introduce yourselves first, and then we'll start with our questions.
Here for it.
Okay, Vanessa, you're the first one next to me, so you got to go first.
Okay, cool. I didn't know who's next in line. Hi guys, I'm Vanessa Kelly. I was Miss Duval County when I competed for Miss Florida USA with Sarah and everyone else in this crew. I also live in Jacksonville, I guess Duval County, so Jacksonville. I don't know what else to say about myself, but that's so far. I feel like,
All right, Dee, go ahead.
All right. So my name is Deanna Parker. In the Miss Florida pageant, I was Miss Ybor City, USA, which is located in Tampa, Florida. I kind of just joined the pageant on a whim. You know, it kind of just popped up, and I was like, sure. You know, it was kind of out of my element, but kind of in my element now that I'm getting more into the modeling and acting side of things. So I wanted more stage presence and actually feel confidentially beautiful ladies. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's my story. Tomboy in a pageant.
yeah.
Perfect. And Brianna?
Hi. So I'm Brianna Jones, and I was Miss Melbourne USA 2019 in the Miss Florida USA pageant. And I guess the only thing really to say is that I joined it for mental health advocacy. Wow, I cannot talk right now. Oh my goodness. I joined it for mental health advocacy and just breaking the stigma. I knew the best way to do that was to actually get out there and show people someone living with a mental health condition can still compete in a pageant. Oh my God, did you guys hear that?
Oh, wow.
And as you can tell, I'm in Florida where sudden thunder showers happen.
There it is.
I don't think I can edit that out, so we'll just leave that.
Part of life, it's all it is.
I had like a little drizzle today, but no pals.
Okay, all right. So we're going to go around and kind of, we'll pick and choose questions. If you guys have topics you want to talk about, just throw them out there. We'll kind of go with it. So I guess the first question we can start with is, why did you choose to compete? So I think Brianna and Deanna kind of answered that question. But Vanessa, why did you choose to compete in the pageant?
So I chose to compete because I really I didn't want to do it for a while because I had a learning disability, and I thought that I couldn't be able to speak in front of large crowds. That was like a huge fear of mine. And I was scared to compete because I had a learning disability, didn't want to, can you still hear me? I can see that you can't hear me. Okay, I'm talking now, so it's working. I can see the green. Okay, I'll try again. All my learning disability is coming out right now. Okay, I had trouble speaking in front of large crowds. Still kind of nervous about it. Didn't know I could do it. The only person that was keeping me from competing was myself, and I didn't know that until I started learning a lot more about myself. So the big thing was kind of give myself a destination. Like, I'm doing this because I need to step out of my comfort zone.
Perfect. Yeah, absolutely. I think even for me, it was kind of the same for me. So I was Miss Jacksonville, USA, and competed mainly because of the fact that there has never been a woman in a wheelchair to compete for the Miss USA pageant. And so I decided as Miss Wheelchair Florida, it was time for someone with the confidence to go out there and just do it. The only way to break down barriers is if you go out, break down the barriers yourself. So that was kind of my motive behind doing it. And I think it was a really good opportunity. And I think it definitely changed a lot of people's perspectives because people weren't expecting it. So that's kind of why I chose to do it. And it was fun. So what does pageant prep look like?
Press.
Pageant prep. Bree, you want to tell them about my pageant prep?
Her pageant prep consisted of, I don't know what I'm doing.
Man.
I really need all of this.
I mean, for real. I mean, I joined the competition so late. Like, I didn't really start actually trying to participate in competition until about September. So I was really late. Like, I wasn't able to get sponsors. You know, I wasn't able to really get out there as much as I wanted to. I did a few little last minute things like the Hard Rock where I met Brianna. I was able to get to that one weekend. Yeah, and I met Bree there, and we kind of just clicked, and we exchanged numbers. And from there, she was kind of being my low-key pageant coach, honestly, because she was sending me videos, sketches, how to walk, how to twirl, all of that, you know? So Brianna was like my whole pageant coach because I literally just went in on a whim. And it was a lot for me because I was not used to that, but it did help me find a different side of myself and really see who I am in the different areas. Like I'm not just stuck in doing one thing. I can do multiple different things if I actually just put my mind to it. Like, why not?
I didn't know who wanted to go next with pageant prep because I feel like pageant prep is different depending on who it is, when they start, what they're aiming for, what their goal is.
So I feel like there's a lot of people that not necessarily they're there to win.
Mm-hmm.
So there are obviously a ton of girls that want to like lead with the crown, but then there's a lot of women that are in there just to like be better of themselves and get themselves out of their own comfort zone, learn more about themselves. That necessarily pageant training can go in different levels. It can be like super extreme, you're eating like just like greens every day.
Yeah.
To lose weight or whatever. And then there's the girls that are like, I don't really care. I just want to like get on stage and be there. So like it goes in different fluctuates, you know?
Exactly. That's what, for me, I feel like pageant prep just consisted of really understanding who I was and then building up on my platform, which was the whole reason I was competing. So it was like trying to understand the whole mental health community outside of myself because I only know the perspective of my own conditions where, you know, that spans to more than just what I have. Please ignore the weather outside of my place. But anyways. So it was a lot of that as well. And then prepping yourself for what you're about to go to. And I feel like a lot of people don't understand that that's 4 days of not talking to anyone, not seeing anyone that, you know, anyone. Of course, some of us met each other beforehand, but even then you don't know who your roommate's going to be. You don't know where the whole day is going to go. It's a nerve-wracking thing. So prep in that manner as well, I feel like comes into play. A mind moment.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's definitely a mind game for prepping as well. So you can prep all the supplies, the makeup, the clothes, the jewelry, but if your head's not in the game, it's so exhausting. So it takes weeks of prep beforehand. And I started late, just like Yana said she did. I started in December, and got rid of it in January.
Ooh.
And so,
I really it wouldn't have been no pageant for me.
and so it was a lot of like mental strength, like being able to withstand constant movement, constantly being in the stage is freezing cold. And if you have poor circulation, you turn purple. I mean, it's constantly like, gotta keep moving, gotta keep going. You're tired, oh well, drink some more water, keep going, keep moving, you know? So it's just a lot of physical, and I think there's a lot of emotional and mental preparation that goes into it. Now, prepping for clothing, jewelry, makeup, all those things, yeah, it's about like 6 luggage bags worth of things. And you just don't know until you get there. So you take like 4 of every outfit because you're like, okay, what if they wear something that's cuter than what I'm wearing? So I need to have this one just in case, and this one, this one.
Backups, man, especially if something happens to my biggest thing was like, and I feel like my anxiety played a huge role into it, everything that can happen, even though the chances of it happening are like 0 to none.
You were definitely an overthinker, Brie. Definitely.
The whole time I was crying the night before, like, oh my God, I can't. I was like, I'm not ready. I'm missing this. It's like the pageant's tomorrow. So you either go into this or you go into this.
Yep, that's very true. Okay, so let's talk about how all 4 of us met. So I know you and Brianna and Deanna met before the pageant weekend.
We came together. She was like my sidekick. I was like, I need you. You know about this stuff, so I need to hold your hand.
You know about this stuff. That was the most frustrating part. She's up here like, the way she sounded, and if you left it to Deanna to describe Brianna's pageant history, you would have thought that I competed at Miss Florida for like 4 solid years. I did National American Miss, this, that, all of that. But I was just as clueless as she was, literally. So you got 2 blind people walking into it, not knowing. Oh gosh.
Well, I met Brianna beforehand too. We did an event together for a fashion show, and she was behind stage freaking out, and I was like, oh, hey, let's just dance it out. So I started dancing with her, and she's like, oh my gosh, I love you. I was like, okay.
Unmute. Why is it that everyone meets me freaking out?
Well, because like we were about to go on stage, and you're like, oh my gosh, like I don't know if I can do this. Like we didn't really prep this well. I was like, oh, they did not.
Like no one else was dancing with me. No one except for Vanessa, and I'm like, thank God, someone senses what I'm trying to do.
I will always be anyone's dance partner. If anyone else is just alone on the dance floor, I will join you.
Oh yeah, I'm with it.
But then right after that, like when we were actually going to check in, I saw Brianna like getting out of her car, and Dee was there too.
Yeah, like, and we ended up coming in together.
Yeah. We're all good friends. I was like,
yeah,
okay.
I had the little rolly thing. I remember. He was like, hey, that's Vanessa. And I was like,
oh, Vanessa. Deanna's like, I don't know her. No. She's like, who is this person?
I don't know.
Me and Deanna met Sarah so late into the pageant, though. That's the thing. We met her like, so we already went through registration. We already went through the sit down of what was going to be taking place. We already did the swimsuit wear, and it was when we were waiting.
Changing out of swimsuit.
Yep, it was that process. After we took those pictures and we went back to get our,
That is when we finally met Sarah, which was like crazy that it took that long.
But then that's when I was just sitting at somewhere else, and you like, she was like, to me, you're like,
yeah. I was like, hey, I think that's Miss Duval County, and I think I know her from Instagram. And Brianna was like, oh, we have to call her over. That's Vanessa. And I was like, okay.
That was Brie.
Everyone.
That was definitely Brianna.
You're my friend. Come, hug. You, who are you? Yep, I know you too. That's my bestie.
And then we've been like all together always after that.
The whole time. After that, it just clicked. We really just it was like magnets. Wherever Sarah was,
Yep.
I was. Wherever Brianna was, wherever Vanessa was, I was.
Yeah, you could always find us. We were like, move out of the way. Excuse us, move out of the way.
Oh yeah, especially the night of the show. Y'all don't see her coming through. Move. Thank you.
If y'all will clear the space.
Y'all know I didn't play.
Deanna was looking like.
I would not leave backstage. They were trying to kick me out. They were trying to kick, because they kicked everybody out from backstage. I said, nope.
Except, yeah, that's the thing. They even got me off the stage. Deanna's like, I'm not going nowhere. Wherever Sarah is.
Wherever Sarah is. Thank you.
Wherever I am, Sarah is.
Well, there was a time too when you were on stage, Brianna, top 10, and Dee and I were in the back. We're like, no, we're not leaving yet. You have to watch her, obviously.
Literally.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, go to get changed. We're like, no, we'll be fine. We're not on it. Or we want to watch our friends.
Exactly. It's not our part. We're good. We know how to do this. I'm good with time. I was in the military. I ain't have a choice.
Oh gosh. I feel like that leads into like how the experience went being there, as far as the perspective of Sarah, for sure, because it's like that was a very different moment for all of us, you know, the pageant period and the setup of it and the way they were, you know, things were moving. I don't know how to say this correctly. You see what I'm trying to say?
No, I got you.
Coming out the mouth.
I got you.
Yeah, so you bring up a good point. So, okay, most people know I've been in a few pageants. So I was National American Miss when I was 17 and placed top 15 there. And then I was Miss Wheelchair Florida. And Miss Wheelchair Florida was absolutely my element because we were all sitting down and we were all women. So I was like, yeah, okay, I got this. No big deal. But the first day I stepped into Miss Florida USA, I was like, oh, okay. Everybody's tall and everybody's really skinny and everybody has beautiful long legs. And I'm like, okay, a little more intimidating than I thought it would be. So when I sat down at orientation before I met all of you, I actually sat at a table with some girl's mom. I didn't even sit with a girl that I was competing with. Her mom sat down and we sat all by ourselves at this table. And I was like, I don't know about this. I was really, really, really upset. It was like, I knew there was going to be a barrier going in, knowing that not too many people were going to know how to approach me. And I didn't think I would be the way I was, which was more closed off. I'm not a shy person, but because I think people were kind of nervous about me being there, it made me nervous about approaching people. So it was quite an interesting experience. And then thank God I found the three of you, because I think I would have left after day one.
Oh
my God.
Gosh, Sarah.
Well, I mean, everything really worked out perfectly with everyone meeting everyone, because we realized how much each of us really needed each other.
Oh, I needed the support. Oh, I wasn't going to make it.
But it's definitely a different perspective hearing it from your side, because it's like I said before, we didn't get to meet you until way after. Mm-hmm. And then to know during that time
that you were going through all that mentally.
Yeah, it's like, because it's already intimidating. It's
I was
you should
y'all seen me in there. Y'all know I was intimidated. I was little. I had tattoos. I didn't feel like I belonged there. I really didn't. Like swimsuit.
That was so out of your element.
I was like, whoa.
Well, I mean, I
don't think they've ever seen that swimsuit. So many. Because me and Brianna, we had that talk about covering up tattoos.
Yeah, because I covered my tattoos for the pageant. Yeah,
but she was able to, like, I didn't know how I was going to cover all of this, you know, and there's more. There is more. So I was like, I can't even try. And then me and Brianna will always talk about being authentic. And so I didn't really want to change too much of myself going into the pageant, basing off of my platform as well. about being who I am and being comfortable about who I am on that stage. You know, I feel like going through this experience, a lot of times they make you try to feel like pageant girls are supposed to have a certain look or supposed to be a certain height or something like that. So me, I was like, this may not be my element, but you know, I wasn't trying to like change myself to fit in. I said, nope. Like I did, you know, tweak a little stuff, you know, just to kind of go with the rules and kind of fit what I knew they were looking for, but I still had to put me in it. You know what I'm saying?
But then on top of that, with the time limit given and how many tattoos you have, like covering that, we would have been already on evening wear, and Deanna would be in the back still, like patting her tattoos.
Oh yeah.
But definitely, it's a nerve-wracking experience because like I didn't know anything about what was about to happen. And then when you see all these girls, and a lot of them have already competed before, and they're showing the videos of last year, and a lot of people already know each other from the year before. So seeing all of that, you're just like, oh, no, this isn't Kansas. This is not Kansas. Dorothy has left.
Right.
Leagues when it comes to like in pageants, like the USA system is like the like top tier, one of them at least. But I mean, I went in thinking like, oh, like everyone kept telling me to do it because I'm this tall girl, and then I showed up and I was like, I am not the only tall girl, and there are girls that are taller than me. Like what? Like I did not see that coming. Like,
yeah.
Well, that's not my angle anymore.
All this you.
My angle. Like,
There were a few skyscrapers. I was like,
yeah.
like I'm 6'1", but there are taller girls than me, and I was also wearing heels. Like,
you're 6'1"? My little 5'3", but was in there trying to walk in 7-foot heels, trying to catch up to you 6-footers.
And then I was wearing heels above that. So
right. 7-footers, like I said. Oh man.
I feel like that's the whole part of the competition, though, to see who, in the face of all of that, and the intimidation, you know, out of your comfort zone, who can stand up and still be themselves, still be confident, and still be unhinged and unmoved from it all. So that is the competition.
Especially if you are the Miss like 40, if you're ever to get like thrown at something at you, should be able to like handle yourself in a most poised way.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about kind of what the last 2 nights looked like. So I think we had like 5 seconds between wardrobe change. I'm sure it was more than that, but it felt like about 5 seconds. Kind of what did that look like for you? How did that feel? What were those emotions while you were doing, you know, the first night versus, you know, the second afternoon for top 15?
Ooh. Oh, someone else might want to take the floor because I might talk for the rest of the time.
I know. I was like, it wasn't like I didn't actually feel rushed during it. I think that it was like a good amount of time for what it was. We had a lot of stall time in the beginning, at the like the second show. Yeah. And
definitely.
Like there was a time like obviously like Dee and I were like had less time to get ready at like the end because we just didn't want to watch our friend Brianna compete and watch her like shine. So there was like less time for that, but we had to like get dressed in a far room.
Yeah, had to walk the whole courtyard.
Go to like the same room. And then like try not to trip on each other and like make any noise behind stage, and everyone's like trying to find a place to sit down because no one actually wants to stand in their heels. Like, it's crazy.
It was a lot.
It was a lot. So my frustration from it all started probably from rehearsals.
And just kept going.
And it just continued because, you know, like I'm especially with me having prior military service, a lot of things is time and just listening. Like when someone's telling you what to do, where to go, where to stand, where to walk, like why are you trying to do your own thing, or why can't you just get off your phone for a few seconds? Like it's just little stuff like that that really kind of just gets under my skin a lot, that I try not to let show. So, you know, I kind of just remove myself or stand off to the side and make sure, you know, I have everything I need to know, the information. But, you know, it's just when things weren't flowing smooth and, you know, they yelling at us, you know, don't yell. Don't yell. I'm sorry. I think, you know, prior military has, you know, a permanent spot in your head and you see things differently. That's why a lot of people say a civilian can't really stand in the shoes of a veteran, because they haven't really walked their journey. And I feel that way about a lot of different people. Like I haven't walked Sarah's journey, or I haven't walked Brianna's journey with her mental health platform and what she's about, you know. So you have to think outside of your comfort shell and think of what others around you might be going through as well. So with trying to balance that out and the quick changes the first night, it wasn't running too smooth for me. Like Vanessa said, the second night, it was a lot of hurry up and wait. I was used to that from the military, so I was cool. And I was chilling backstage with Sarah. I didn't need to be taking pictures. I don't know. I'm not a big picture person, put stuff on Instagram. So I just chill, watch the show, make sure everybody good. You need an earring back? I got you. All right.
Where you the last night of the show?
I knew you were going to go there because you lost your earrings. I knew it.
Stop. Our favorite mom was there. What are you talking about? She saved the day.
Oh, favorite mom. She saved the day. She saved the whole day.
Yep.
I don't think anyone realizes before top 15 got called and we did the opening number, right when we got off the stage for opening number, I had a panic attack. I triggered and panic attack. I don't even remember a lot of it, because when I do get into a really bad panic attack, I tend to black out a bit. So pieces of the moment are blurred and I don't know what happened. I could just get like little tiny smidgets of, yeah, I remember this and I remember that. But all I remember mostly was getting off the stage and knowing that I messed up a little bit. And I was telling myself, like, it's okay that you messed up. Like, everyone just messed up. We just learned this dance. It's okay. They're not judging you off the dance
that day.
Literally. So it was just like that stress was building and I was fighting against myself, and I triggered and it unleashed the emotions of everything else. And like, thankfully, Deanna was able to get me to wherever you got me, that led me to Sarah's mom.
Yeah.
A nice safe space for me to like get myself back.
I had to make a hole. I said, make a hole. She needs some space.
Literally, that I do remember is move, move.
Oh, not on my watch. No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Yeah, so that was my experience for the last day, because it got to the point where I was it was your dressing room, actually, Sarah.
Yep.
I remember telling you and your mom, I was like, I'm done. I'm leaving. I was like, call my mom. I gotta go. I'm not getting on the stage. I'm not going back out there. It's fine.
Your mom talked to Bree.
She really did. She was like, "Yo, you're good. You got this." She was like, "Look at your beautiful girl. You got it." And I'm like, So
it took you a second, but you were able to de-escalate.
Yeah.
I'm happy you were able to do that.
Okay.
Well, first thing first, just to say, like, both my sisters competed in pageants, and they both said that they think it's so cool that there's like a group of girls that met at a pageant are going to compete again and just want to like help each other out. That's not really like happens a lot in pageants, and so like that's really cool that we do that.
What you mean? I'm trying to be all your butts. Y'all all going
down. You're going down this year. No, I'm just kidding.
But My mom said the same thing. She was like, she didn't expect for a friendship like this to form. She was like, you guys act like sisters. And I was like, we're not? What? We're not related?
Yeah, like they're like, there's pageant sisters.
Right, like, who said that?
Exactly.
Girl, like, that's what it feels like. Our conversations make it seem like we just known each other forever. It's never a dull second with our conversations.
Y'all were there at my birth, right? Yeah, exactly.
At the birth. I was probably in my pull-up. What up, Bree?
But you were there.
Welcome to the world, man.
That was the biggest blessing out of it, honestly. It's like and I can say this with all honesty, when someone asked me, like, what is the biggest thing I took out of this pageant? I was like, I left with, like, friends. Like, I went into it having no one. Like, I was such a loner, and I was just like, okay, there's no one who's on the same wavelength as me, on the same, driven passions, personalities just all link in together, and I finally have that.
Yeah. I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, I definitely agree. There's something about each one of you that it just feels like it's just that right fit. Like, I've gone through friends, and friends come and go, and they're like, yeah, it's a good friend, and then they leave, and it's like, if any of one of you leave, I'd have to come find you, because I just don't think I would do. I'd be like, you're leaving? No, you're not. Sorry. I don't care if you don't like me. Like, you have to stay. Like, you cannot go. Like, it's something about us that I don't feel any different when I'm in the group. Like, if I was, somewhere next to you and you'd be like, come on, Sarah, and you'd hand me something, I'd be like, hello, I can't reach that. Like, it'd be totally normal for you to forget that, I may not be able to do everything the way you guys do it, but it just felt so right. And I think that for me, it was literally the best thing that came out of that weekend, for sure.
Well, I also think that we all bring something different to the table, which made our friendship kind of like a unit more, because we all come from different backgrounds. We all have like different things about our platforms, but we're like all very like loving and supportive, and that we're all in the right mindset too. So like that was really key. A lot of girls want to win, and which is great, but like there is that mindset too of just like kind of not trying to say that they're self-centered, but like just the fact that like their mind was kind of like all about them, which is fine. Like, that's what you're supposed to be doing, but
focused. There
was like the loving feeling that they're like, yeah, I know I'm trying to win, like, and we're like competing against each other, but like I love you, and I want
it's not if I don't win.
And I want to support you in everything that you do. So like all your like things that you're competing for, like your mission, why you're here, anything like that, I want after this pageant's over, I'm still gonna come help and compete you. Help and anything that you need. I'm gonna go find you and help you with anything you need. So
yeah.
Words, guys.
It's like we want to see each other win, But if we don't win, we're okay with seeing someone else win. You know what I'm saying? That was me the whole time. I was like, "You go, girl," because I'm not placing.
I'll admit, I don't think I told you guys this, but like after, I wasn't expecting to place, and I didn't know how everyone else was going to react to that. Especially like this was my first time being in a pageant like to this level since I was 12, and that just completely blew my mind. So I didn't know like, okay, do I still have these awesome friends? Like, do people still like me? Am I still gonna come back and like things are gonna be good? And I that truly, I can't express it enough. Like, that was my biggest win, getting that and then seeing you guys' reactions. Like, okay, I'm trying not to cry. That's why I'm like jerking as I do this. So sorry. But it was that moment of like, wow, like they're proud of me, and they've seen this and they've walked through this journey with me. And even though it's not them up here on the stage with me as much as I'd love for it just to all be us, this fact that we still had that joy afterwards, it was like we all placed in top 15. Even if it's just one person that made it up there, it's all of us up there with, with that one person. So you guys are a really blessing. Yeah, that's like the end story of that.
Another thing I really liked just about like the pageant day was behind stage. Brianna and I like started a circle of just like praying and kind of getting like really like into the zone, like into the mindset. Really like thanking Jesus for like us just being here, and then like it just started growing
into a crowd. That to have your head bow. You're like, okay, I'm gonna pray. Let's pray. Right. And when you look up, it's all of these girls holding on to each other, praying. I was just like, oh,
it was so remarkable. Like I couldn't even like understand what just happened, but like the three of us, we like looked up and we're like, there's so many people.
You saw the confusion. I was like, did we do something? Did I? Was I supposed to not do? What's going on?
Like,
that's what you were there for.
That's what you already know. Prayer angel on deck.
Because if you wasn't there, because you know I had my little breakdown right before the show. I'm not even sure if Sarah and Vanessa knew about it.
Yeah, right before on the first day.
Yeah,
we even made it out to. It was about to start, but not like we weren't at the stage starting. We were in the dressing room, and they're like, "All right, opening number is happening in 0.3 seconds." So that's when I didn't know. You didn't fully tell me like what was going on. I just saw the freak out, and I was like, "Can I pray for you?"
Oh yes, I was sitting right next to you. Yes, I remember that.
Yeah, and then you had your holy oil, and to help, I had to call my grandmother, and she prayed for me along with my uncle. He was able to come, and he's a pastor, so he was able to pray. Then I had you praying, and I've just been getting back on this spiritual journey lately, and just to have other people around me, you know, in the same mindset of, you know, having that comfort of talking to Jesus and being okay with it. You know, a lot of people aren't really okay with speaking about, you know, their religion or things like that because of, you know, how other people may feel or what other people may believe in. And, you know, I think once we found out and we kind of broke that barrier and we did create that comfort zone within us, you know, it helped me a lot. And I really do appreciate Brianna for that, because if she wasn't there with her holy oil, and like we prayed almost every hour. It felt like we were on the road.
Felt like you were oil.
I mean, I really appreciate you for that, though, honestly.
Anything for my baby. Oh, my girl.
Like the baby. You had so many babies. Bree was the mom. She was the prayer warrior. She was the mom. She had people older than her calling her mama. Because she was.
It's like, one thing I will admit though is like I went into this pageant like expecting it to be completely different and like just competition mode constantly. And before I went, my mom actually gave me the anointed oil that she had. She has some blessed oil that she got. And she gave it to me in case emergencies or anything. And it turned out me using that like every single day. And what you were saying about, that level of realizing all of us were on that same spiritual mindset. We all had that relationship with God. I feel like that's what brought us so close together, because we weren't afraid to talk anymore.
He was definitely present.
Yeah.
He was definitely present, you know, 2 or more in his name.
And boom.
And it was just me and Bree. And like you said, Vanessa, the 3 of us, the 2 of us, we look up.
Everyone.
But I love that. I love that.
It was, and that was probably the highlight, especially is knowing that, I remember, I forgot who mentioned it earlier, I believe it was Vanessa, like you go for, or some people do go just for the crown, and other people go to gain something deeper and bigger. And I feel like that was my bigger moment for sure, was realizing like the power of prayer, not so much within myself, but within everyone, what praying really does do, how it brings people together. Because everything I prayed for ahead of time, I received amazing friends. I received the support I needed in case I had a panic attack through everyone. It's like everything that you ask, you're given if it's needed for that moment. And That's exactly what happened in this whole experience for sure.
Love it.
But I'm realizing, like, for all of that stuff, Sarah, you were in a different dressing room.
Yeah.
Like, she couldn't be
With
us.
everyone. It's
Yeah.
like isolated from the experience. She had a completely different experience than we had. Like, we had the chaotic dressing room, everyone stepping over everything,
Girls doing
stuff
stuff
on
with other
their
people's dresses.
Running back and forth.
Yeah.
Sarah didn't have to worry about that though.
But then at the same time, I feel like that creates the experience. So it's like, from your perspective, Sarah, how do you feel hearing, because you didn't get to like be there for that part, not by choice, but kind of just by the situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I shared a dressing room with one other girl. It was with Elizabeth. Because we couldn't get ourselves from one end of the giant courtyard to the other fast enough with our mobility devices, so we just stayed on stage. And it was okay. Like, Elizabeth was a really good support partner because nobody knows I crashed. I crashed into the riser in the bathing suit competition because 2 girls didn't move over. And I came back in that room and I cried. And my mom was like, you gotta keep going. We spent the whole weekend here. You can't give up now. And I'm like, I crashed. Like, I know everybody saw that. And so it was like okay to be by myself because I was so embarrassed that like I would have hated for everybody to know that I did that. But then I was like, dang, like I wish I could tell them and I wish they were here because like I don't want to do this and I don't want to continue and I don't want to do any of this anymore. And so it was okay being behind stage, and it was okay kind of like even for rehearsals. Brown and I talked about it before, like I was always stuck on stage. So like you guys were all sitting in the audience hanging out, telling jokes, and I was like, I feel like the mom watching over you from above. Like, it was kind of weird. Like, but that's because it just was an older theater and there weren't ramps and, and I couldn't get from steps down to up to the stage and things like that. But I did feel like that's one thing I missed. I kind of missed that connection, like the on the day of connection, It might have been stressful for each person, but if I would have been stressed with other people, maybe it would have felt a little different. Because it's kind of like stressed on my own island. And I was like,
yeah.
Like Elizabeth was so cool. She was like, oh, I do this all the time. Like, it's great. And I'm like, I love your attitude, but help. Like, I can't do this on my own. So it was definitely different. Like, I think if we were all to just do it again, I'd have to have like a walkie-talkie or something and be like, hello, what are you doing over there? Like, hello, how's it going? I need you.
FaceTime literally the whole time. Like, yep, hold up, give me a second. Yep, okay, you good?
Yeah, like, okay. Sarah, no cameras in the dressing room. Like, you don't understand. She's just across the courtyard. I gotta turn the camera on.
Let me run off stage. I gotta actually get changed right now and then go back on.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't do that.
And that was me. Even on the day of the competition, I still found myself by Sarah some kind of way.
We were making it happen. We were really making it happen. It was like, wherever she is, I'm gonna be.
I was comfortable with Sarah, and I just
have that energy too.
I'm not an introvert because I'm a very social butterfly, but sometimes I can be an introvert and I'd rather be alone or I'd rather focus. So like when it's the time of the competition, I was focused for the competition, but at the same time I wasn't trying to overly think about it and like make myself crash like I did right before. And so I kind of get in my own meditation zone and I kind of just take the time I need. And I was comfortable with Sarah because we would talk and then we weren't in the way. I think that was the main thing about everybody else is they were all over the place and they was just trying to be nosy and stuff like that. I'm like, I really don't care. I just don't want to be in that chaotic room with all them girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, it's like, it's a lot of mixed emotions everywhere. There's a lot of people who are crazy happy, a lot of people who are crazy sad and scared and anxious and excited, and it's all of that in one room. That you feel that. You feel the energy. No one has to say anything, and you feel it. So
that's why I hold myself.
Mm-hmm.
Take it.
One thing Sarah, Deanna mentioned it before, and I didn't mean to like interrupt you when you were talking, but I was like, boom, yeah. You have this energy that's just like, it's good. Everything's good. And I told you before too that when we were talking to you when we first met after the swimsuit and we were sitting down waiting for them to give out hotel, like what room we were going to be in. I remember you just telling us the pageants you were in, and you're like, yeah, no, this is nothing. And I'm just like, okay, if this is nothing for her, I need to get together now, because
I was like,
she's just like, yeah, this is nothing. She's like, it's cool, it's fine. I'm so excited. I'm just like, don't tell her about the freak out moment I had literally like 5 hours ago. Don't tell her how I broke down crying and was not about to leave the house.
I mean, for real.
Because you just, and it's like now hearing how you really felt, we didn't even know that. And that takes a lot of strength. It takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of confidence. It takes a lot of just full on trust within yourself, even when you don't even realize that you have it. So it's like, Spark, you're just great to be with.
It's also kind of like a learning curve for Miss Florida USA too, because now like they have like a way they've been doing it for so many years, and now they like Sarah comes along and like changes it all up.
The whole game. The whole game, like.
But now they're like, oh crap!
Like,
like,
how we?
sorry.
What
like,
we do with it? How we?
They now like they need to like be able to like accommodate everything, but they like have never done that before. So they did like okay for what it was, but hopefully like this new year, like if you're now that you're like we don't know like if more people are gonna come in like a pageant like this, but it'd be great if they were able to let you be a part of that experience, or like just find a way to be more accommodating, since we were on like the audience like hanging out for so many times and you were just hanging out on the stage. Like it would have been great if you were able to like experience more. So there is a learning curve for the actually organization that maybe they can like help accommodate more people in that way.
And like luckily it is a learning situation, like you said, since it never had, no one has competed before who had to be in a wheelchair, and that's something that they'd never had to prep for before. And how do you expect that? You know what I mean? People should expect it, should be ready.
They've been doing it a certain way for so long.
So it's like you can't be mad, especially for like how they handled it first time. It's like, okay, yeah, give them the props. But now the more you open that door, it lets them know, okay, no, we need to situate this so that it works out better. And people
time
exactly. And those who aren't able-bodied can go ahead and participate without feeling like, oh my goodness, I'm not going to be able to be there with everyone else, or feeling like I'm going to miss out on the pageant experience, the full pageant experience, just because of that. And that's why it's like, I'm so glad that you're doing this again. And I've told you 1,000 times how it just exudes me to know, like, yes, she's competing. She's breaking these barriers, especially like my platform goes along the line of breaking barriers, to see someone use that strength to do it, knowing that it can't.
Now someone else.
Exactly. Because it's like, that takes a lot.
To do it. Like, that took a lot of guts. Maybe I can do it too. I'm with it. I'm with it.
And it's like, not everyone is strong enough to do it, and to put yourself out there and to get the negative aspects of it. It takes a strong individual to take it and
then do it
again and make it look amazing when she was doing it the first time, and make it look even more amazing the second. It takes a lot. And so it's like, sometimes I don't know if everyone knows what they possess and what they are really bringing to the table. And by the table, I literally mean the world. even though it seems like such a tiny dent, it's such a huge impact. Like it takes that one step to fully start striding and running. Like, and that's why it's like, I can't, words. It's amazing. I really feel like I'm witnessing history. I'm witnessing true change happening. And like, that's the beauty of it.
Right.
It really is.
Well, if our viewers have watched to the end, you both just announced my secret. So
Yeah, I was trying not to. I was
Bree said it first. Bree said it first.
You did. I thought I was about to say it, and I switched my words around. So
you did. I know.
And I was like, oh wait, I mean, like if anyone like competed, and then this one just went for it.
This is what happens when I get through my feelings. I don't monitor myself. I don't filter my mouth. Oh my God.
It's okay. So that's fine. Hopefully somebody watches to the end of this video and sees that, because if not, it's okay. Nobody will know if they don't watch till the end.
That'll be like a cool thing. If you actually watch to the end, you'll hear secrets. Of what
beginning, watch the end.
There you go. So I guess we'll make the official announcement. So yes, I'm running one more time.
I'm a butt.
And I wouldn't be running if it wasn't for you. There'd be no way I'd be going back. So
if it wasn't
fair
for
that it was very fair that you spilled the secret, because you're the reason why I'm doing this. So Brianna, for sure.
She pretty much threatened me to do it again.
Oh yeah, I did.
She was like, oh no, you don't have a choice. You're doing it.
I feel like I'm gonna have that phone call very soon.
Oh yeah, that's why.
No. We'll just come see you on Friday and tell you.
Why do you think I started the combo the way I did? Oh, you're not competing.
Yeah.
You're not.
Miss, yeah.
And she went so low, she put her mom on the phone. I was like, oh, hey.
I took it there.
Well, if it does any consolation, I had to put my mom on the phone to get special approval. So, yeah. So yes, because of Brianna, I will be competing again, and it's because of what she said, and she's right. It takes a lot to break the barriers. I mean, they didn't know what to expect when I came in. I surely didn't give them a very good warning. I gave them like 4 weeks. So preparation probably was my fault, but just going and kind of
you beat the deadline though.
I didn't, but they were probably like, whoa, like would have been nice to know a few months earlier, but now they know a full year and a couple months ahead of time. So there's a couple of changes already being made, and I've already had the discussion, and so it's nice to know that people are open to change. I hope that I'm not the last one to do this. So I could do this again and again, and unfortunately this is my last year, so this is it for me. But I want to see other people do this and follow.
And that's right.
The goal. So,
yeah, I'm an old one too. We all over here.
So now you guys have to come, because if we're there and it's my last year and it's the last time I could do this to break the barriers, you have to come.
We know Bree's doing it. I guess I have no choice, right?
Okay, why would Brianna force everyone to do it and then not do it herself? That's kind of messed up. It's like, you better do it. You better do it. You better do it. And then there's Brianna.
In the crowd. Good luck. Yes.
Go.
Okay, we'll
those
just
my girls. That's so
messed up. Man, you'll be that person out there. Wait, were they allowed to have the little horns the first night?
Yeah,
that'll be her with the big head. She'll have one in the mouth, holding one for each of us.
Like the little heads.
Yeah. I saw those out there. I was like, that's dope. They got their head put on a stick. I like that.
Oh, that's what I meant to tell you. So, like, my mom this year, she's like, oh, no, we're bringing a crowd. We're bringing a whole crowd. And so she wants to get the big head faces of all of us. But no, you got to hear how she wants to put it. She wants them just right next to each other. Just our heads. It's like just floating heads next to each other.
I love that so much.
The whole show. So all you see is just the four of us.
Right.
Watch out for them.
These four.
These four, right?
Just the head.
Only part that matters.
Oh gosh.
Well, I guess we'll wrap up our conversation for now.
Yeah.
We'll keep our viewers updated. Hopefully all four of us will do this one more time, just because I would hate to make history alone. So I hope I can make history with everybody. So I hope you guys will join me. And thank you guys for being on today. I really appreciate it. And like I said, if anybody has questions, we're all pretty open about what goes on in life. So let us know what your questions are. We're happy to answer them, and we're happy to help younger girls who want to be able to do something like this too. We're there for them as well. So thanks so much, guys.